Good evening. Good evening. Happy Tuesday to everyone. My name is Shakita Davis here out of Houston, Texas. I am your host of Becoming the Woman of Your Dreams, which is presented by Women with Vision and Purpose. Today, I have a special guest, Dr. Christina Chislom, who I will bring onto the screen, who I had the opportunity to meet sometime last year, and we met through social media. I love social media. I have the opportunity to meet women all over the world. We able to connect through a photo shoot that we've done, and we have just stayed connected to see how we continue to grow and help women all over the world. Miss Dr. Christina Chislom, are you there?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Becoming the Woman of Your Dreams. Thank you for taking time out to be on our web series this evening.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, I'm super excited. Again, I want to say thank you for taking time out, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I do want to ask you a question, of course, which is an icebreaker question. Tell us, what is your favorite movie and why?
Ooh, wow. So back in the day, it was Love and Basketball. I just fell in love with the storyline. But today, I will actually have to say Black Panther. And primarily because while I was active duty when Black Panther came out, it was exciting because he actually brought the film to the Air Force Base in Maryland, and all the military community got to see it before it even hit the screens. And the funny thing was, what people didn't realize once they entered the theater, he was actually greeting people at the door. So that was an amazing, special moment. It's always great to see our culture doing great things, and advancing themselves and positivity. And then just the movie itself was just so uplifting for the community. And you can go back and think about it today. You can remember, the first time you saw it, how it really made you feel in your heart. And it was just so much empowerment, and encouragement for our community. So I would have to honestly say Black Panther.
Awesome. That is one of my favorite movies as well. I really enjoyed it. I think I watched it maybe 2 to 3 times the first time it came out. It was just so much that has happened in the movie that I had to go back and recap. I've seen it 2 to 3 times as well. So it was definitely one for the culture that showed us unity, and I definitely applaud them for that.
Yes.
Awesome. So, Dr. Christina, we're going to jump right in. I would like for you to tell our listeners and viewers, who do you are? What do you represent? Where are you from? And just give us some information about who you are.
Okay. Yeah. So, Doctor, I have so many nicknames. It's so funny. Official government, Dr. Christina Chislom. Doctor, people call me Dr. C, Doc C, Chrissy. I have a whole bunch of nicknames that people over the years have called me. My military family, my family, friends, etc. Born and raised in New York City, Spanish Harlem to be exact. Um, die hard New Yorker with sports team and everything. So I find myself fussing around the world with people, especially the Cowboy fans and so forth. So
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, y'all. We're gonna have to reschedule this program because is being mean to the Cowboys.
But no, it's all in love. I mess with my friends all the time who are fans, but It's all in love. I'm a sports girl, so I love sports. And it's so funny because a lot of times people think, oh, yeah, your man or your boyfriend or whoever, somebody must like sports, and I'm just representing them. No, none of those in sight. I just love it myself.
You like
So,
sports.
exactly. So, so yeah, born and raised in New York, diehard New Yorker. It's run through my blood. But I do live in the Houston, Texas area now. Since I retired from the military, I was actually going to move and build a house in Florida, but changed that, kind of researched about Houston area, and just wanted to do growth. I seen that, obviously opportunities, my money will run longer in the Houston area, especially when it comes to buying a home, building a home. Also, business, right? Loaded with entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And just the
Houston has the sauce.
Yes, and the fact that it's the fourth largest city, I'm good with that, because if I can get a taste of New York, Miami, and DC all in one, then I'm good. I'm really good unless I need to go home for something. Um, so that's, amazing. Having lived here, of course, I moved in COVID, built the house in COVID. So it's my blessings, that I was even able to do that, for starters. Um, and so, that was a process, that was a extreme process. But it's been great here. I've started to get out. I couldn't really get out, didn't really want to, of course, because I wanted to make sure I keep my family safe. I had my family come live with me and whatever, so now we kind of live together, which is amazing. And I told them, hey, I meet a husband, I'm gonna have to leave y'all here. I'll still pay the mortgage, but I gotta go. And he can't move in because I
Okay.
don't have enough room in my closet for his stuff. So, but yeah, that's me. I'm a business owner. I have an events and travel business. I also teach etiquette. All of these things have been in my background through my 24-year history in the military. I am a 24-year war vet from the Air Force. I'm diehard Air Force as well. And so, yeah, I'll be that person when I get older, walking around with my hat that says Air Force or retired. I do it now.
Oh my.
I do it now when I go through the airport. I'm like Air Force out. I'm like my retired hat. Yep. Give me my perks.
So you're like undercover, don't know who I am. And if people not used to seeing you like that, they would never know who you are.
Oh, it's funny. When I used to go, so before I moved to Houston, I retired out of the military in DC. And then I went back, actually, once I retired, I went back into the same building as a contractor. But the funny thing was, even when I was in uniform, I would go to my job every day. But every day I went to my job, my hair was done differently, of course, because we had to put our hair up, back then. Now they have changed the regulations where they can wear their hair down. Um, and so literally my coworkers that literally worked side by side with me would not recognize me daily, and especially if I came in civilian clothing, it will be ridiculous. So they were
Oh
like, I
wow.
didn't know that was you. so,
You know
so
what? Honestly, that's how I feel. I've been working in the medical field for the last, my daughter's what, 13 now? 13. So 13 years. And when I see a provider outside of their white coat, I'm like, oh, that's who that is under the white coat.
exactly. Yep. So that's me. That's a little bit about me.
Yes, well, I love it. I love it. And I know I'm going to kind of jump the gun here, but you did mention that you have an etiquette business. And I just want to inform the world that we have definitely connected on an event that's happening on May 20th. You
Yeah.
know, I'm getting inboxes now from mother saying, hey, when is this happening? When is this happening? So please let them know what we're doing with that event, what to expect, and then the age group as well.
Yes, so the age group is 7 to 14 for girls. We're starting off doing girls this time, but we're about to expand and make it bigger. But we're going to start for a starter with girls for right now, 7 to 14. It is on May 20th. The flyer is posted on my social media, on also the WWVP platform as well. Um, Actually, when I get back to Houston, and tomorrow or the next day, I will actually be doing the payment link so I can attach it and put it out on, because I had a few people from when I posted it on my personal and professional social media, they reached out as well. So I definitely have to get that payment link out.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited. We're going to talk about, some etiquette for, girls, and just in general. We're going to talk about dining etiquette and placement. We're going to talk about character building, a snippet of emotional intelligence and how that kind of impacts. But, to deep dive into those things, we definitely have to do a longer platform of a
Right.
but for now, yeah, we're gonna just kind of do like a boot camp. It is an etiquette boot camp, of course. With my
Yes.
military relation, my business is based on my military experience, and then also that's in my heart. So I got your sixth etiquette, and so this etiquette course is gonna be etiquette boot camp. So we're just gonna do a mini camp for our girls and get them squared away.
Yes, I'm super excited for that. I am super excited, honestly, for the young girls who are going to participate in this program and learn some things that could help them further in life. So this is great. Thank you for accepting us joining forces together to make this happen and to help our community.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I will go into the next question. I do want to ask, have you attended a WWVP event before? And if not, which one are you planning on attending?
So, no, because like you said, we met on social media. We did the photo shoot together, and then we just, kind of grew from there. So I'm actually excited to attend your upcoming event, which is your mimosa, brunch. And that's going to be
That I'm
amazing.
getting so nervous about.
Yes, I'm excited because I'm excited to be a panelist, and I'm excited to be, on that platform with other dynamic business women that we're just gonna foot stomp a whole bunch of different, topics and everything. So that's gonna be really, really great, really, a great empowerment um event, and I'm excited. We're on countdown.
Yes, definitely on countdown. I'm super excited because honestly, every time WWVP has an event, it's just a different group of women every time. Like God just bringing different women from all over who can help one another, pour just join and become sisters. So I have individuals who have met at WWP event and have connected and soar even beyond, beyond our events that we have, and that's what it's all about. So I'm definitely excited. I know you will bring some great information to the women and just kind of help them, push them, and focus on their business, who they are, and becoming the woman of their dreams. So as I end with that, I do go into want to talk a little bit more about some changes that may have happened in your life, some adversity that you may have had to go through. I want you to explain to us, when did you realize you were becoming the woman of your dreams?
So So the great thing is, my morals, values, has been instilled in me from my mother and my grandmother. Um, Born to a single parent mom, and grandmother's been around the entire time. My uncles growing up in New York, they were right there as well. So I really did have a great life growing up. There are a lot of fundamentals that our culture doesn't technically get because we're not experienced or educated in that. But that transition phase is where you break the barrier as a parent, and when you start having children, to make sure they are, they know about finances, they know about leadership
Absolutely.
skills, morals, values, and everything else. And so everything that I've achieved, accomplished, experienced, the morals, values, I've instilled that in my son, right? And so I can only do my best of instill it, and foot stomping it, and then he's gonna go off as a man and do however he does, right? So
That's right. But you are equipping him the correct way, and that's what us parents have to do. And it's a community effect.
exactly. So I'm really believe, of course, it's very different today, but that old school saying of, it takes a village, it really does. Me being
Yes, it
military, me
does.
being having a small child, me being a single parent, mom, going to school, making sure, my son, is in school, homework, my homework, living across the country, out of the country, and just growing as a woman. It was, it was a lot. It was a lot of firsts in there, so it was a lot of
Mm,
firsts, a lot of learning, a lot of growing on the
right.
personal side, as a person, as a mom, through all of these transitional phases. And then, when I look at my business, becoming a woman of your dreams, for me, it's in stages, right? So I was stationed in Miami, after I left Virginia. And I went to a joint command in Miami, which has a joint command as all services. So Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. And that's when I actually, because my job at that point was protocol, which is protocol for the government, and it's event planning for the civilian world, right? So that's what I did. I did event planning pretty much for the government, and got to meet kings, queens, princes, and high level officials,
You know
presidents.
what? I will stop you right there because when I read that in your bio, and I told you this, I text you, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe what I just read. I was so amazed at one, what you have accomplished, two, that someone that I can mirror was like, oh my gosh, she has done these things are possible. And I really just can't wait for the WVP community just to get to know Dr. Christina Chislom. Like, she has so much in store that she has done, so many things that you can learn from. So I'm super excited to have her on our platform. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. So that's, and it's funny because, as a passion, even when I was a young girl, like when we used to have all of our events, our parties at home for family and friends, my mom would take me to the store, and she would buy, of course, buy everything. And now I actually did work because I was actually a child actor. And I did some commercials and whatever else. So I was on Sesame Street. I did commercials. I did all, a lot of little things.
What?
Yes, and actually, I was a
You're gonna have to let us know which episode that was so I could go research on YouTube and look at it myself.
I still have it on a VHS tape. I need to convert it to digital.
Yes, ma'am. And then please share. I definitely want to see that. That's amazing.
Yes, and so I was also like a standby extra for, guess who well, I resemble her, but like for me, like when I gain weight in my face first, so sometimes I'll look really slimmer, or my face will fill out like it's filled out kind of now. um but Rudy Huxtable. So
I
um
can definitely see that. Yes, yes.
yeah, so, and it's funny because if I see some of her photos, and I'll look at some of my photos that I've taken, and not purposely, because I don't follow her, but I actually should follow her, because I actually love her from when I was younger. But some of them, when I look at them, they resemble, and it's funny, I just laugh. But I loved events. So, doing events then, and then ending up doing events, for the military, and then all for these world leaders and so forth. That's where my passion came from my event planning business, and then organizing travel, all kind of, I decided once actually got to Houston. The funny thing is, I never actually added the travel to my business when I created it and founded. But when I moved to Houston, I kind of redid my LLC. I added travel so I can be a one-stop shop, because it just made sense, and I was like, why didn't I
Right.
do this before?
Yes.
Because I was already doing it. I was already booking and planning and orchestrating travel for people. And obviously, if I'm doing it at this higher echelon of a level, it's nothing for me to book, something for people, or events, or weddings,
Absolutely.
or whatever else. So each stage of my life
Especially
pretty
if you're doing it anyway, you love doing it. This is what I have learned. If it's something that you love doing, might as well get compensated for it. Because somebody will.
exactly. And the thing about it is, when you love what you're doing, you don't look at it as a job. Right. You
Mhm.
never look at something as a job when you love what you're doing, because you enjoy it so much that it's seamless to you. You could do it in your sleep. You don't think about it. You just do it and you enjoy it. I travel with all my groups when I can, of course. So I can't wait to actually get on one of your trips, but I'm always gone because I'm booking travel for groups, and I'll travel with them or I have my
Wait,
own
you,
travel.
you, you gave me you gave me opportunity to drop a nugget there. So we are definitely going to Jamaica,
I know, and I know
summer
where y'all are staying.
2024. Yes.
I've stayed there
So that
twice.
was a nugget. Thank you for dropping that in there. So make sure y'all register for our summer trip, Jamaica 2024. You can go online and you can get the full details there.
Yes, I stayed there twice, and I actually my one of my groups that went to Jamaica in July for a birthday. It was a girl's birthday trip. They actually stayed at the same resort that you guys are staying at, so I know the resort very well and the
Really?
management team. So yes,
Oh, I'm super excited. Thank you for that. That's good. I am super excited to go. Never been. Actually, this is a place that my best friend suggested. She was like, "What about Jamaica?" I'm like, okay, let's go to Jamaica." And
okay,
it's definitely family friendly.
yes,
Individuals can bring their spouse, their girlfriend. They can make it a solo trip, a family trip, whatever. We just go out to have fun and just kind of experience different cultures and to get out
yes.
of our everyday life.
Exactly. And so I'm going to talk to you offline behind the scenes about that also. Because I
Okay.
actually have a transport person on ground. So that's my guy. Like he is A1 when it comes to transport and everything. And then some other things I'll share with you behind the scenes or for your trip.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. Yes. So we are going to go into our next set of questions where I want you to explain to us who or what has inspired you over the years.
Oh, that's good. That's good and that's easy. So, I have a very family oriented family. My immediate family is very very family oriented. We were raised, to be very close, look after each other, have each other's back, through everything. Um, so my mom, my grandmother, my brothers, and then of course my son, right? So my lineage.
Mhm.
And so everything I do, I don't just do for myself to prep, right? I don't just do to break cycles, break barriers, introduce new things that many people may tell us culturally that we can't do or we won't ever have.
Mhm.
Those individuals that I just named have been my inspiration. Um, Everything that I do for my son that my son sees. My son saw me, go through my doctorates in Europe when we lived in Europe together, just me and him,
Wow.
a foreign country. He saw me cry at nighttime, blood, sweat, and tears, literally, but I still had to be mommy and, take care of everything else, literally. So he saw everything. He's been right by my side through everything. So I would
Absolutely.
hope that that makes him that stronger man, that man that values a woman, that's a hard worker, um, and has some kind of inspiration and standard as well. So I do it for my family. Same way with my home. I built my home. I asked my mother, hey, what do you think about coming to live with me? I wasn't sure how that's gonna work out. So let me build this thing big enough so you could be over there in the corner over
So
there,
you
and
can be
I'm
on your
over here.
wing and I'll be on my wing.
We gotta be all the way across
Absolutely.
it. So, but everything I do for family because they're my inspiration. They're my biggest cheerleaders. They're my biggest, people who pep and root and cheer me on. They do it to this day. The funny thing is I'm in the Dallas area these few days. And my youngest brother, my baby brother, he's a trucker. So he's actually here. So we got to actually have dinner
Wow.
last night. So that was super awesome. And that's just what I'm talking
That's
about with
amazing.
family oriented inspiration. So yeah, my family.
Yes, absolutely. No, that's good. I love it. I definitely appreciate it. I have to say this again, with you being out of town, rushing to your hotel room. I'm texting you, hey, are we still going to be live? She was like, Yes, 10 minutes. And sure enough, we started in 10 minutes. So I appreciate that. I, I was getting ready to go into the marketing. It was like, live would be, and then I was like, oh, thank God. So I definitely appreciate it. It means the world to me, just because it takes time. It takes time to want to do something that you wouldn't mind doing. And again, I appreciate you taking time out to be on the platform to do this interview and where we could share information across the world. So
Absolutely.
going into that, I know we did discuss a future plan that we have together that's coming up in May. But then I also would like for you to share that the campaign that you have for the women veteran. And I want to know how we could support and how we could get in contact with you for more information and whatever
Yeah.
else you have going on that you want to share.
Okay. Yeah. So three different things. I'll start with the quicker one. So event planning business and travel business, touch of royalty events and travel, touch of royalty events on Instagram and Facebook. I also have a Facebook group and platform, like it was my private group, to where I put out trips. Have a lot of trips coming up, cruises, all kind of things. I have a group that's excited to go to St. Lucia Carnival in July. Like my July is extremely busy. Essence Fest. So anybody who's looking to buy Essence Fest packages, we literally have packages for Essence Fest that includes many things. Just
Yes.
contact me, get in touch with me. Um, that's the travel and event side. The etiquette side of the business, we have, of course, the event coming up, the etiquette boot camp in May. Many things to come. So, my mission for the etiquette business is to attack, certain industries and so forth. So I'm not going to name drop those industries. Because we never want to put all of our plans out there, because the
Right.
devil sneaks around. So we
Yes,
gotta
it does
pray on it and let.
all day long. That's, you know what? It's crazy that you say that. It's not crazy. It's just God. Like I was talking to my mom yesterday about the same situation. Like, you know what? That's his job. That's what he does. And then she sent me a scripture like an hour later. So we was just talking about this. And then here you go saying it again. So you know what? You have to be guarded at what comes out of your mouth at all
Absolutely.
times.
Absolutely. So, that I have plans for that. So, but plans is to kind of, like I said, make my way around the Houston area, grow around the Houston area, on various platforms, and then extend outside of that. Um, so the great thing is I have some kind of backdoor information, where I want to go and the path that I'm going on for that. So that's to come. And then an amazing opportunity that I have. I am currently a semi-finalist for the 2023 Miss Veteran America campaign. Um,
Okay,
just like
stop
any.
right there. Let me give you a round of applause. Hold on. Congratulations. Yes.
So there's two important things, dates coming up. So in June, I would have to go to Orlando to compete. It'll be an interview process. It'll be throughout the competition. It'll also be we have to do a performance. So kind of like your standard, but we're not doing no swimsuits. Okay, so we're covered up. So we will be cute
She
and
said no
covered.
swimsuit.
So so we're not doing swimsuits. Um, but yeah, so
All right, that's just a
that's
footnote out
amazing.
there, so you don't speak that.
And then prayerfully, I am selected to the finals, and then I would return again in October to do the finals. So prayerfully, but the overall mission is to
Is
support.
there is there a way that we could vote for you during this time? How does that
Yes,
work?
yes. So everyone can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Christina C. So Christina
That's
the
my next
number
question right here.
the number four, MVA, so Mike Victor Alpha, and then 2023. So that's my handle. So everyone can follow me on both platforms, Instagram and Facebook. And then also on my Facebook, I have an actual donation that I'm doing. So anyone can donate. Since it's Women's History Month, there are some Women's History Month inspirational tees that says "I am Women's History." So those can be
Yes.
purchased. Yeah. So all
Are you
funds
going to
that
have some
raised.
available for the mimosa and brunch event?
So I would have to order them. I would have to pre-order. So what I can
Okay.
do is maybe perhaps take orders and payments, and then I can actually, maybe once I take those orders and payments, then I could purchase them and then maybe send them to people or something like that.
Okay.
Um,
Would definitely share the information with me offline, and I'll make sure I can get that up to WWP's website as well, so they can take a look and be directed to your site.
Absolutely. And so, the biggest part of, what I'm doing, I'm advocating for homeless women veterans. And many people don't know or understand or even think to see that homeless women veterans are the highest, population of homelessness, and so, and that's unfortunate, and it's absolutely unacceptable as well. We can't go in and serve our country, been to war and everything else, and then come out and be homeless. So we have to do
Right.
something about that. The brainchild behind that, she experienced homeless also. She was a prior army vet, and this is where the creation for this baby came from. And so all funds that's raised goes to providing safe and suitable housing for homeless women veterans. A lot are single moms, and it helps, advocate for their children and cover their children as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. So for more information, people
Is
can
this
come.
nationwide, Dr.
Yeah,
Christina?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And as we know, Texas, one of the largest states, has you know, the most veterans overall. So
Oh,
yeah, so definitely I'm on my, path to mitigate homelessness. I do the best I can to advocate, for, these women and raise funds, and so that way we can kind of put a damper in this problem.
that is amazing. You know what? I've started something new this past month called Call to Action. And this past month, we were able to raise Kleenexes for a middle school in Opelousas, Louisiana, where my mom works at. And she was like, "Hey, we need Kleenex." I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Well, let's do a call to action." And we were able to help them get to their goal. So I would love, for this month, where WWB could do a call to action to help you with this cause for Women's History Month, and definitely get some women to help support by helping donate and sponsor towards the cause as well.
Absolutely, I would love that, and I will be so blessed and honored.
Yes, that is amazing. So I do want to, before we go off here, y'all can't believe. First off, I have to give us a round of applause. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I am. Dr. Christina and I had tried to do a pre-recording last week, and it was just not working in our favor. And I just so appreciate for her taking time out again for us to do a live recording. And I love these live recordings because one, there's laughter, there's authenticity here, and then the bloopers. Like, I can't stop and say, "Oh, I made a mistake." Have to keep going. You just keep going. That's what life is. Just keep going, roll the punches, and keep going.
It is
But
what.
as we end, I want to say just thank you. I can't wait for you to be a part of Mimosa's Women in Brunch event that's happening as one of our panelists, to where you could just get more in depth of the community of WWP. So I know this will be your actual first time attending an actual event. So I'm just super excited just to get your feedback after the event, and how do you feel, and what do you see WWP to be for you and for the people that you could bring along to be a part of the community.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You already know, like, connection and empowerment. I'm big on that. I'm big on, we can always learn something. We are, the teaching mode never ends, regardless of our age. So definitely looking for
Absolutely.
growth and sisterhood. Yep.
Yes. So, Dr. Christina, please leave us again with how can others connect with you?
Yes. So for the event and travel business, Touch of Royalty events on Instagram and Facebook. For the etiquette business, I got your six etiquette on Instagram. And then follow me, support, and donate on my journey to advocate for and mitigate women homelessness for veterans at Christina C for MVA 2023 on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, thank you. Y'all, that is our time for tonight. Y'all, thank y'all for just being a part of becoming your woman, becoming your look, see, getting tongue twisted, and I'm gonna keep going because it's live. I can't stop and go back. But thank you for tuning in to Becoming the Woman of Your Dreams podcast, as we will be interviewing women who are in business, who are making a difference, who are making an impact in the world, and then just allowing us to grow from one another, and also just kind of merge our different ideas and businesses ministry together. You can follow us at Women with Vision and Purpose on Facebook. On Instagram is underscore WWVP, or you can visit us online at www.vp.online. Until then, we'll see you all next time. Dr. Christina, again, thank you for being our special guest this week. And you all can also catch the live recording on our Facebook page and YouTube. Please pass the word. Please pass on what we're doing here. And we're looking forward to seeing you all next time. Bye.